Good morning, everyone. I'm talking about this morning about being a stranger. Are you a stranger? Or just strange, maybe? Last week, I was a caretaker for a mini farm that my daughter owns with her husband for 6 days. They've got chickens, dogs, and cats. All pretty cool, too. They have 3 cats, Ziggy, a Maine Coon cat, Zoe, a calico cat, and Camper's a tuxedo cat, and 2 dogs, and it kind of comes up on the video right here, right now. And Bella is a Shih Tzu Bichon, which, boy, I had to go to Google's training to pronounce that, Shih Tzu Bichon. And Charlie is an Australian Shepherd, and should just name dogs like dog. When I first got there last week, Bella and Charlie knows me from the past, but the first thing that they had to do when I drove up was they had to bark, 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 so that the whole neighborhood would know that I was there. They quickly adjusted, though, to the I love you mode. I love you mode. By Charlie especially, he just, he gets right up there and he just shows his love. He wants you to pet him. And, and the beautiful eyes of Bella, she is just a doll. I mean, you look at her eyes, you can't resist them. The cats were different when I arrived. They completely just disappeared. They wanted nothing to do with me. Well, the next morning, that's when I actually started. I was alone with the animals in the home. I was a stranger to some, and best of friends to the others. My friends were the dogs, and from the cats, I was the enemy, boy. I was the intruder, the stranger. They wanted nothing to do with me. One of the cats, Zoe, the calico cat, when we came face to face, would move all 4 feet just as fast as that cat could, just all of slipping on, like crazy on this wood-style flooring, just to get away from me, the stranger. It was actually a little bit comical, but by the second evening, Camper, the tuxedo cat, was sleeping under my left arm, Bella, the dog, was up against my legs, and Charlie, the dog, was sleeping next to my back. It was really cool. It was a great moment. It was a good week. By the end of the caretaking time, Ziggy, the Maine Coon cat, another crazy thing, your word, joined the 3 others, and they were friends. We were all friends then, and Zoe, the calico cat, tolerated me just a little bit. So I was no longer a stranger to them. I was no longer a stranger. Have you ever felt that you were a stranger? Maybe in your home, going to a family reunion, a work meeting, perhaps a party. There you sat feeling just strange, like a stranger. Matthew 25, 35 to 36. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and that's one. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, you came to visit me. How many of you watching or listening to this have done these things for a stranger, complete stranger? Invite them into your house and stuff. How many? Not very many, I bet. There are people that do it. Before my life changed, when it came to God and Jesus, I was like Zoe the cat. I ran a place and I hid in the shadows. That day in the field, I was no stranger to addiction when I was in that field. I was no stranger to addiction, whom I chose as my friend. Addiction was my friend. But my soul was a mess. I was twisted inside. I was full of guilt, sorrow, depression. I was a total stranger to God. I needed help that day. And I lifted up my arms and I cried, "Please help me, Father. Please help me." Then in a powerful thought process, Jesus said to me, "Give me your heart and come follow me." At that moment, I surrendered to him. I gave him my heart. And that same day, I was hungry, and he gave me food. I was thirsty, and he gave me something to drink because I actually got money on that day. I was a stranger that day. I was a stranger of that day. I'm saying it twice there. But when I gave him my heart, he invited me as a friend into heaven. As a friend. He gave me monies again to clothe myself. And when I was sick, he was with me. And when I was in the prison of addiction in my body, his visit that very day swung open the prison doors to free me of addiction, but free me of addiction. If you're still a stranger to God, give Jesus your heart. You will no longer be a stranger to Him. What have you got to lose? You have nothing to lose here. Stay tuned. I'll help you with that. That's it, folks. We'll see you down the road. Have a great week. If you have questions about recycling your heart, come to the Green Vineyard Church or Google the Vineyard USA website and find a church near you. Contact them and there will be